This is the Ice King, one of Fortnite's greatest frauds, and I'm going to explain exactly why. In order to talk about this fraud of a king, we need to talk about one of the greatest seasons of Fortnite history, Season 7. So, Season 7, it's the Holly Jolly Winterfest season, which is Fortnite's version of Christmas, by the way, if you didn't know that. But anyways, everyone's gathered around the campfire, they're watching an old Christmas movie that's kind of inspired by Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But then, a massive iceberg crawls onto the island, slowly, and stops right before the cabin, which is very lucky. And atop that iceberg is none other than the one, the only, Sergeant Winter, who is Santa Claus in this universe. Yeah, I'd be reacting like that too, Jones. So, right off the bat, all the aura he could have gained from appearing on that iceberg and being like, "It's me, the Ice King," is immediately lost, because instead of the Ice King appearing, it's Sergeant Winter, Santa Claus. If you're losing aura to Holly Jolly Saint Nick, I would pack it up at that point. But thankfully he managed to get his crap back together, which, by the way, how did you get the Infinity Blade stolen from you? Really? The Infinity Blade, the thing that ruined the loophole for like a week?
Sing, sing, sing!
Really? But as most of you know, he bought his Polar Peak, which I will admit, Polar Peak is, well, peak. But what did he do after that? If you guessed absolutely jack squat until nearly the end of the season, you'd be correct. That's right, the ice fraud for nearly 80% of Season 7 did absolutely nothing. Oh, but to make it worse, what he ended up doing didn't even matter in the end. So, near the last few weeks of Season 7, the Ice King realized, "Oh shoot, my aura, I gotta go get my aura points back up." And he decided to put himself in that giant ice ball and count down until one Sunday. The Ice King unleashed a relentless ice storm full of ice monsters that nearly destroyed the entire What's that? The ice storm only lasts a few weeks? Oh. Ignoring the fact that the ice storm only lasted for like a few weeks and melted away and ultimately didn't really do anything, this is a pretty notable feat, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. But then this little fella, you might know him, his name is the Prisoner. He breaks out of the Ice King's ice prison and he's just like, "Behold, a volcano." And the Ice King hunts him down throughout the entire season, trying to stop him from doing whatever he's going to do. But alas, it's too late, as the loopers may or may not have fed the volcano, and then it erupts. Please note that despite hitting Retail Row and decimating Tilted Towers, it noticeably misses Polar Peak. Keep that in mind. So the Prisoner, aka the Fire King, has hit Tilted Towers, hit Retail Row, and noticeably hit a specific part of Polar Peak. Now, what do you think the Ice King does? If you guess freeze the Prisoner and then leave the rest of the chapter, correct again. That's right, he doesn't even try to fix some of the damage that he inadvertently caused. He just leaves. Which, by the way, did you know that underneath Polar Peak there's a giant monster trying to eat the 0 point that broke free? A monster that, remind you, is so powerful that he not only tanked a hit from the 0 point itself, the IO actually considered nuking the entire island because it was that powerful. And all he did was make this little map change. That's crazy in my opinion. But anyways, to wrap things up in this segment, Chapter 1 comes to an end, Chapter 2 happens, he's dead silent, and then Chapter 3 happens. So, it's Chapter 3, Season 2. Technically not in-game, but in the Zero War comics, but whatever. So, in short, our heroes find themselves on the Ice Moon. And the Ice King, who is asleep, has a hologram who explains where he's been for the past few years. Basically, after the whole fiasco in Season 8 and 9, the Ice King makes the Ice Moon inhospitable to any creature in existence. However, if anyone or anything makes it to the Ice Moon, the Ice King personally freezes them and puts them in his collection. And he will only wake up if there is something threatening the Omniverse. And that right there is why I hate the Ice King. So the Ice King is basically saying that if he doesn't wake up, it's just not a problem. It doesn't threaten the Omniverse. It's not his problem. So let me get this straight, Ice King. You're telling me that Galactus trying to eat the 0 point wasn't a problem. You're telling me that the 0 point overloading and almost exploding wasn't a problem. Oh, you know who solved that problem? The Foundation! So you're telling me, Ice King, that any and all major events that happened before Chapter 3 Season 2, including the alien invasion who want to destroy the 0 point, just was not a problem, Just not your problem, huh? So high and mighty, huh? Now, some of you Ice King defenders may be saying, oh, he was asleep, he couldn't do anything. He can literally sense things in his sleep. He sensed Galactus, he sensed the 0 point was gonna explode, and you know what he did? Nothing! Now, come to the modern day, you know what he's doing now? Absolutely nothing. He's on the island, he's working with the bad guy, by the way, and you know what he's doing? Nothing. He's done nothing the entire season. He's literally just like, oh, I think all the power belongs to me, so I'm the only one who can keep it. And then he's done nothing else. The 7 have been trying to, like, get the 0 shards not in the hands of the Dark Voyager. The Ice King is trying to get the 0 shards in the hand of the Dark Voyager, aka the bad guy! I would have made this video after I made the Fortnite lore video and I had to actually talk about the Ice King, but so many of y'all voted for the Ice King. Do y'all not know he's a fraud? Did y'all not play Season 7 or 8 or 9 or Chapter 3 Season 2 or anything? Did y'all not do research?
But the Skeleton King, the Foundation's also a fraud. He hasn't done anything. He's more of a fraud than the Ice King.
If the Foundation's such a fraud, then explain this. I think you get the point. Foundation has like so many feats, and the Ice King has just about as many feats as the Herald. And the worst part is, at least the Herald did something. I want to conclude the video by saying this. There's an upcoming event. It's the finale of Showdown. If the Ice King doesn't get bodied by the Foundation and leave again, I hope he just has some sort of redemption arc. Because right now, he's a villain. He's a bad guy. He's working for the bad guy. He's doing bad guy things. He's a bad guy. If he doesn't die, I hope he gets some sort of like redemption arc. Only reason I want a redemption arc is because his concept is so cool. But the way he is like executed, come on Epic, I know you can do better. You made Dr. Sloan. You made Jonesy. Come on. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I just wanted to make this video and put it out there that you all voted for a fraud, and I'm disappointed in all of you. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and if you're Team Ice King, get out of here. Get away from me.